Hey, good evening everyone, it's Tim here. And today's Facebook post is inspired by one of my mentors, Darren LaCroix. And one of the things that Darren teaches us in his courses and in his workshops and in his live events is clarity, clarity, clarity. Now today I was in a meeting with some executives and we were talking about a new project that was going to be coming up. And it was a confidential project, so that's great. I'm not going to disclose what the topic was or any of the details of it here either. But what I wanted to say was that when we got into the room, I had done a little bit of research on my own in advance of the meeting. And the executives got on the phone and were in the room. And the first thing I started to do was ask some very poignant questions about what the details of the specific project we were going to be working on consisted of, and what sort of things had they thought through already that they needed to ensure the project would be a success. And most of the answers came back with, we didn't think about that. And it got me to thinking, this is the same kind of thing that happens in a lot of organizations. We get tasked with doing something without any direction, but there's not a clarity around what exactly has to be done. It would be as if I went to my family, to my wife, and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to buy a car. Let's go buy a car. And my wife would say, great. I mean, I don't think we need it, but sure, let's go buy a car. And we go to one of the dealers, the local dealers in our neighborhood. It might be something in, a Japanese model, or it might be an American-made vehicle, and we'll be driving to the lot, and but we'll be passing some of those. We'll just be going along, and I'm passing all of them. All the ones that you would know of, just pass, until we get to the part of town where all the high-end cars are. And all the high-end, these are the six-figure cars. And my wife would probably look at me and go, well, wait a second now. What is it that we're buying a six-figure car? We don't have the means to have to buy a six-figure car. We don't even need a six-figure car. What is it? Why do you think we would be doing that? And I said, we're going to buy a car. And this is where cars are sold. Does it make a difference? And it would absolutely make a difference. Are you able to make the payments? Are you able to afford the insurance? Is that really necessary for the type of lifestyle that we have, that we need a vehicle of that caliber? So clarity in what we need is something that's very important. We need to ensure that when we're delivering our presentation, we're giving as much clarity as our audience needs. And when we haven't provided that clarity for them, there would be an opportunity for them to ask questions. They may not want to do it right away. They may need to go back and ponder and decide if they have all of the relevant information that they need in order to make a comprehensive decision. But I would encourage you that when you are considering your presentation, are you being as clear as you need to be? Now, I have spoken in the past around we can stuff too much information into our presentations, and then it goes on and on forever to a point where we don't actually get to an ending, or we get to the ending and we're rushed and it's never really smooth. So there's a fine line between being very clear with enough information for our audience to make a decision. If we're asking them to make a decision on buying, if we're asking them to make a decision on approval, if we're asking them rather to make a decision around the way they think or the way they'll act going forward. When we have provided them with the clarity that they need to make that decision, then we've done our job. And I would encourage you, as an influential presenter, that you take the time necessary to consider all the information that you have in front of them and ensure that based on the time limit that you have and the audience in which you're speaking to, that you have given all the consideration possible so that the specific audience that you're dealing with, if you're dealing with a mid-level manager versus a C-suite, you may need to tone back on some of the information. People at the C-suite probably have a different viewpoint and a better knowledge base than others around certain topics. So you want to tailor your presentations accordingly and give it the attention that it needs and provide the clarity that your audience needs, because that is what influential presenters do. If you need help, if this is something that you think, man, how is it that I could be more influential in my presentations? I want you to reach out to me. And the best way to do that is in 3 different ways. Number 1, go to my website, timbarnaby.com. Number 2, connect with me on LinkedIn. Number 3, follow me here on Facebook or any of the other platforms that this video is showing up on. Connect with me, reach out, let's have a conversation. Let's see what we can do to work together so that you and your team and your organization can be more influential when they present. I look forward to sharing another message with you real soon.